With my total health at 1, any damage of any kind will kill me.
So much as an arrow or a skeleton simply swinging in our general direction will instantaneously kill us. There is basically nothing you can do to avoid this.
Or is there? By increasing our damage resistance to ludicrous levels, we can survive many attacks with only 1 HP, even on legendary difficulty. So let's explore how we can accomplish this feat and some of the obscure mechanics surrounding it. To begin, you'll want to start as an orc because of their Berserker Rage ability, which reduces incoming damage by 50%. Now this is the part where you might expect me to use console commands to set my health to 1, but you can actually do it legitimately in Anniversary Edition. In the spirit of the challenge, I'll be reloading if I'm damaged at all before reaching 1 health. First, get a pickaxe and go to Tel Mithryn in Solstheim. Before entering Neloth's tower, mine the Heartstone deposit behind the buildings. Then give one to Neloth to complete his first quest. Go back outside and immediately return to Neloth, then ask if you can help him with his research. This will start the Experimental Subject quest, and Neloth will cast a spell on you that increases your health by 25 points. But after coming into contact with water, it will reduce your health by 25 points instead. The next piece of the puzzle is the cursed version of the Lord's Mail, which reduces each of your attributes by 50 points. I got the key to its chest by pickpocketing Majid the Mad after paralyzing him. For those that don't know, paralyzing or ragdolling an NPC will guarantee success if you pickpocket them while they're in the getup animation. Then we can get the cursed Lord's Mail and escape. To reach exactly 1 health, we need to increase the health reduction to 74 points. This can be achieved by stacking the effects from a Potion of the Healer and Filter of the Healer. The filter doesn't start spawning until level 20, so we can take this opportunity to train our block and pickpocket skills with Nyada and the Companions. Once we max out her block training, we should be at least level 22, which means we can buy the potion and filter from apothecary merchants. If you drink the Potion of the Healer, you'll notice that the filter's strength is increased from 40% to 48%. This is because the Fortify Restoration alchemy effect is buffed by weaker versions of itself. Drinking the filter after the potion will allow us to reach 1 HP by equipping the Lord's Mail. So now that our health is 1, the goal is to stretch it out as far as it will go by stacking sources of damage reduction. First on the list is blocking, which is the strongest with 85% physical damage reduction. I used the Stormbear shield since it has a Fortify block enchantment, which we can buff with Fortify restoration potions to easily reach the blocking cap. Next we'll pay a visit to Froki's shack to steal Kind's token from him, which requires the Perfect Touch perk. Contrary to the enchantment description, this will reduce the damage we take from any non-humanoid creatures. Outside the shack, we'll also find the Diadem of the Savant, which you can buff with alchemy-looped Fortify restoration potions to cast most spells for free. This will be useful for reaching level 90 Alteration, so we can do the Alteration Ritual spell quest to get Dragonhide, which reduces incoming physical damage by 80%. Dragonhide only lasts 30 seconds by default, but we can boost the duration with a looped Fortify Alteration potion. The problem with using Dragonhide is that it reduces the armor rating of all your equipment to 0, and since the damage resistance cap from armor is also 80%, Dragonhide should theoretically be equal to hitting the armor cap. But you may know that each armor piece gives you a 3% damage resistance separate from your armor rating. This means that if you wore 27 different armor pieces, you could reach the armor cap with Dragonhide active, and that's exactly what we'll do using armor stacking. You'll need to equip 27 unique pieces of armor. They have to appear separately in the inventory. There are 2 notable armor sets you want to pick up though. The Dawnguard Heavy Armor, which reduces damage taken from vampires by 25%, and the Divine Crusader Armor, which reduces damage taken from undead and Daedra by 10%. We also want an Amulet of Talos so we can use Become Ethereal constantly, because prevention is the best medicine. Once you have all your equipment, become a werewolf, take a follower to a remote location, and talk to them at the same time you activate beast form. Once you've transformed, trade with them, and you can equip all your armor from there. However, since the Cuirass of the Crusader increases our health by 10, we have to do a special setup. We equip the Cuirass first, then drink a Potion of the Healer, Draught of the Healer, and Elixir of the Healer, in that order. Now equipping the Lord's Mail will balance our health out to 1 again, then we can drink a Looped Restoration Potion to buff the rest of our enchantments. And now we've hit the armor cap. Following this, we can make our way to the Atronach Stone, drink a Resto Pot, and activate the stone for magic immunity. The reason I didn't do this earlier is because magic absorption actually negates the Lord's Mail's enchantment. You'll have to change your stone temporarily if you ever need to stack your armor again. Next, we'll be getting the Dragon Infusion perk for 25% less damage from dragons. Normally, you'd have to complete the Parthenax quest and recruit 3 followers into the Blades to start the side quest chain to get this perk. But you can actually start Esbern's dragon hunting quest early by killing the dragon at a Radiant Dragon lair after Alduin's Wall. Returning to Esbern before the Parthenax quest has started will allow you to turn in the side quest and get Esbern's potion. Good thing we kept Parthenax alive too, because we can meditate on Fus or Yol to get free health regen. These abilities work by applying a dummy spell, which gives you a perk and makes it show up in your active effects. But uniquely, these spells have a constant 1-point healing effect. Not very significant for most characters, but for us it means we regenerate 100% of our health every second. For the last 50% damage reduction, we'll be using the Secret of Protection, found in the Filament and Filigree Black Book. Note that the Earthstone power can't be used with our setup since it does not work while Dragonhide is active. While blocking with all of our buffs active, we take 0.15% damage from most enemies. It's basically like we're blocking with 100 health. We take even less damage from Daedra, creatures, undead, Dremora, undead creatures, dragons, and vampires. To demonstrate, I will now block a giant's power attack on legendary difficulty. Barely. Let me explain. A giant's club deals 60 damage, or does it? Because it's a two-handed weapon, it scales with the giant's two-handed skill, which is 83 because these giants are fixed at level 32 and have the bandit melee class, and since NPCs gain 2% extra two-handed damage for every level they have in the skill, it actually deals 159.6 damage. Then their damage is multiplied by 1.5 since it's a power attack, and by 3 since we're on legendary. 718.2 is a lot of damage, but it's reduced to roughly 1.08 after our general damage reduction buffs. That's still enough to kill us, but since giants are part of the creature faction, Kind's Token reduces the damage to about 0.97. This is likely one of the strongest attacks we can survive on legendary. You can survive the Ebony Warrior's normal sword hits, but his power attacks are slightly too strong. His arrows are also too strong even if you block them, because Deflect Arrows is broken and doesn't actually do anything. As for Karstag, we can't survive his attacks on legendary. To survive his swipe, you'd need to reduce the difficulty to Master. Looking at these extreme scenarios may discourage you from trying the build, if not for the insane setup required, but keep in mind that these are some of the strongest enemies in the game. Just use Become Ethereal to avoid kill moves, and you'll be fine.